Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I feel like it's been a long time since I've filmed a video. I have been wanting to vlog, but there's something, it's like I want to vlog, but I don't feel like it at the same time. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. So I knew that I did want to film a Q&A this month. I have hopped back onto Instagram, which y'all know if you've been watching me for some time, my relationship with Instagram is not the greatest, but I kind of like, I don't know, I'm always in between wanting to like post every single day and, you know, grow so much versus not being on Instagram or social media whatsoever. So yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. I did post a Q&A, so if you missed this one and are interested in asking me questions or just anything in general that I would post on Instagram versus on YouTube, then definitely follow me there at Living Like Layla. It's always linked down below. Yeah, we can just go ahead and hop into it. Okay, question 1 comes from the Mr. J. What do you wish you knew when starting out as a content creator? So I think I did know, but I just didn't do it. So this is something that I wish I did do starting out as a content creator, is I wish I niched it down. So maybe starting, I don't know, like I love talking about all the things. I am so passionate about so many things that I want to talk about all these things. And so that has definitely hindered my success on YouTube, I would say, because, you know, when somebody follows someone, usually it's for a reason, like it's one specific niche. That's obviously not the case for some people, but it's like either you're like really entertaining and you just do like prank videos or things of that sort, or you do beauty, finances, whatever. You're doing one specific niche, and for me, it's always been finances, lifestyle, veganism, health, fitness, animals, like all these different things just spread out. I love so many things, books. Like I just fall in love with things very easily, and I don't think that's a bad thing. And I love to share everything that I enjoy. So I think that's the main thing, is if you're starting out, is definitely to niche down, even if you are multi-passionate. But that is why I started the finance channel separately. Also, I wish I knew that or I wish I was just more consistent from the beginning, because I started at such a great time. Like had I started and like posted more fitness stuff back in the day, because I was into fitness like before it was a thing, you know? Before it was like a big thing on Instagram. Now like everybody lifts, which is great. Obviously we want that, but I could have gotten a lot further. Like I should have just done it. Okay, second question, also from the Mr. J. What would you recommend to someone who wants to start being a financial coach? I suggest starting with a platform, to be honest, because I have a platform. It's obviously not huge. I have 10,000 subscribers now on my finance channel, and it's still hard for me to find clients. I will say that I don't promote it as much as I could. It's hard. Like finding clients is difficult. I think that's the most difficult thing. I think you should have something to show before like expecting people to just trust you. And I still am surprised that people trust me. Like there's people who I am coaching and I have long-term clients, and it's amazing to me that they do trust me. That's incredible. Like I still have my debt. I'm still on my financial journey. I am just like a self-taught person. You know, I don't have any accreditation to do this per se, but I do from my experience and stuff. And I was really hoping for people to see that. And the clients that I have worked with and that I do currently work with also see that. So I'm really grateful for it. The other thing I would say is also just to like do it. Stop doing research. Stop thinking like you need to do this, like just go for it. Maybe start a blog, start a YouTube channel, start an Instagram, start something where you can promote yourself and get more of an audience, and also just some like trust in who you are as a person, and then offer your work for free, offer your service for free. That's what I did. And then you can go from there. Next question comes from CChains26. Best things to do in Georgia and positive versus negative about living there. Okay, so I live in Decatur. Now that like my CNBC video is out there, it's whatever. I live in Decatur. It is like, I don't know, less than 10 miles out from Atlanta. One of my favorite things to do, and along with my boyfriend, is to go to the Beltline, walking the Beltline or Pont City Market, the two go hand in hand. So if you go to Ponce City, you're gonna be on the Beltline, and you can walk either way. You could walk to Piedmont Park, or you could walk to what is that, like deeper into Atlanta. There's like Krog Street up there. There's a bunch of restaurants. Yeah, that's like if you really like to be active, like if you want to take walks or go for jogs or even just like people watching, and there's a bunch of stuff to do on the Beltline. I absolutely love it. That's probably the most exciting thing here, in my opinion. There's also amazing food here. I am vegan, and I would say that there is really great, amazing food options here, and a lot of them. It is expensive, but there are tons of vegan options, and I'm so grateful for that, and I think that's a pretty fun thing about Atlanta. Also, again, with food, the Works Atlanta, which is like closer to the city. I really like that. I think that place is really awesome, and they're definitely starting to grow. Like those places are starting to grow here in Atlanta, like cool, just like the Beltline, these cool little spots where you can just like go hang out, lots of bars, stuff like that. We don't drink, so yeah, we don't go out too often, and it's typically the Beltline if we do. The positives of Atlanta: it's fairly affordable. It's, you know, one of the more affordable cities, states of the United States. Obviously right now that's kind of out the window with inflation, but definitely beats other states, especially for a city that is growing and has a lot of potential. Like there's a lot of careers here. There's a decent amount of things to do here, and it's just a pretty decent location. I would say affordability. Another positive that I say is kind of random, but it's like one of the safer states in regards to natural disasters from what I've realized, because it doesn't really snow here. We get hurricane. We don't get like the worst of a hurricane. We'll get like the aftermath of it, so there could be flooding and such, but that's not very common. There are sometimes tornadoes, but like that's also pretty rare. Like it's nothing super destructive. There has been sometimes, and I remember that like destroying some of the city, but it's pretty rare. Yeah, I feel like being in, I don't know, for some reason the location of Georgia is excluded from the crazy natural disasters. Knock on wood. I'm very grateful for that, and I think that's one of the best things. We do have a large variety of places to go in general. Like you can be in the city, and then a couple hours away it's like beautiful scenery, you know, up north in the mountains and stuff, so that's pretty cool. The weather, I would say the weather is a positive and a negative. So I like that we get all 4 seasons. I do prefer that it's warm. We have mild winters. I don't like snow, so we don't get snow very often, but if we do, everything shuts down, and yeah, it's like literally an inch of snow and we cancel everything. It also can be bad because in the summers it is so hot. Like it's so humid here, and you will be like melting. Another negative is the traffic. The traffic is awful. I work from home now, so thank goodness I don't have to deal with that as much as I used to. But I used to commute to work. I used to commute to school. No, it's awful. It is so bad. Even on like the weekends, there's constantly traffic here. Not constantly, but like the bulk of the time you're gonna be in traffic. It's definitely overpopulated now, just in general. Like we are growing so much. They just keep building. This is probably a lot of states or cities, but yeah, there is just way too many people here, and the buildings don't stop. Like they keep adding more and more apartments. There's not as many homes to purchase, but there's plenty of apartments, so then more people can fit into a smaller space, and it just makes the traffic worse, everything worse, so that's annoying. I think that's probably enough on Atlanta. Okay, next question. Advantage of paying debt early. There's so many advantages to paying debt early. So there's different keys to this. So if you have high interest debt, you're obviously going to save more money the quicker you pay it off. So if you have an interest rate of like 20% or more, you are paying more interest the longer that balance exists. But the sooner you pay it, the less you pay in interest, and in the long run you will save money. It also frees up money for you to put money towards other things. So if you have a car payment of $400 per month, that's quite a bit of money, you know? So if you pay that off, you now have $400 that you can put towards your savings, or you could put towards travel, towards investments, whatever it is that you want to put that money toward now, because you don't have to pay $400 every month on a car or whatever debt you may have. Another huge advantage is the mental aspect of it. So I think having debt is mentally draining, and just imagining myself being debt-free is so exciting. It literally could bring me to tears. So that's another thing, is like not having debt is definitely mentally freeing, and it just makes things a lot easier in life. And I would say that once I became credit card debt free, I felt like a weight off my shoulders, and then even more so when I paid off my car and I knew I didn't have to pay that anymore. It was just like a weight lifted off of you. And so I know that the final bits of my debt and whatever I have left, once I'm completely debt free, it's going to be like floating. And obviously there's still going to be financial issues in your life, but then if you don't have debt to pay, this allows a lot more freedom in your life and more flexibility with the decisions that you make. I can't see, I took a screenshot of this and I can't see who asked it, so I apologize. Who posted that? Essential Silence asked, your journey dealing with Crohn's and tips for people with the same. So I'm going to make a whole separate video on this. I'm going to film that this month, like this weekend. I'll probably film that. I keep saying that, and I really, really want to, because I want to get my story out there. This is something I would like to talk about more, because having it freaking sucks. And I've spoken to several people that have no clue what Crohn's disease is, and that blows my mind. So, which is understandable. Like, there's things out there that people don't know. But I've always heard of Crohn's disease, and I guess I never really knew too much about it until I got it. But I've heard of it, but a lot of people haven't. So yeah, I would like to talk about that more. I will say for now that I was diagnosed in October 2021 at the age of 28. I do think it came possibly from having Lyme disease, or like the start of Lyme disease, because I did have markers for that, and I had like the bullseye rash over a year before that. Before I was diagnosed, I did have 2 surgeries. These were anal surgeries. I will make videos on these as well. The first surgery I had was to fix anal fissures that I had that ended up creating skin tags. It was extremely painful, the worst time of my life. And yeah, so I had a surgery to fix that. The second surgery was 3 weeks later. I developed an abscess and ended up in the emergency room, had to get emergency surgery to drain this abscess. And yeah, it's been over a year and I'm still not fully recovered from that. So as you can imagine, it is pretty brutal. But I thought all of it had to do with what I was eating, and because of like food poisoning or something, but I just kept getting sicker and sicker. My blood results showed so much inflammation. And when you go to the doctor, you're going to get like your CRP levels tested, which is your C-reactive protein. And if you have high levels of that, that means there's high levels of inflammation in your body. And mine was like through the roof, like thousands, whatever, milligrams in my blood, which is very, very high. I also was doing stool tests. I did quite a few of these. I didn't have any like bacteria or I did, obviously that's always there, but I didn't have any like parasites or anything of that sort. But calprotectin was really, really high, like off the charts high, and that's usually a sign of Crohn's disease. I had problems all throughout my GI tract, which is the main thing with Crohn's. It affects you from your mouth to your anus. Ulcerative colitis is related to that. This is part of IBD, but ulcerative colitis typically only affects your large intestines, I think. Intestines? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I had swollen lips, red lips. I had canker sores in my mouth constantly. I had acid reflux. I had ulcers all throughout my intestines, especially in the on the right hand side. What's this called? I'm not good at the body. Cilium? I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, I had tons of ulcers there and pain, like when you pressed it. And obviously just when you have ulcers, it's like a stabbing pain just while you're sitting there. And that's usually a sign of Crohn's. I obviously had the anal issues, so skin tags, abscess, which was basically like a fistula. And yeah, all pointing to Crohn's disease. I did get a colonoscopy and I had biopsies, both of which confirmed Crohn's. And now I'm on Humira. I've been on Humira since December. It was like a magical drug. I do inject myself every 2 weeks. I will say that my body has been producing antibodies, or it does have antibodies to Humira. So the Humira isn't working as good as it should at this point, so I may need to switch medications, but I'm trying not to think about that because I have still been pretty good. pretty healthy and like feeling fine, so I'm gonna ride this out for as long as possible. But obviously I'm already like, this is between myself and my GI doctor, my colorectal surgeon, all of these things, and for now I'm sticking with Humira. Tips for people with the same. This is so hard to tell y'all if you have Crohn's, because this is what I did. It's a lot easier said than done, but don't read all the things on the internet, especially if you have like fistulas or anything scary of that sort, because you will literally drive yourself insane. Like, I had panic attacks on a regular basis. I cried almost every single day of 2021. It was so bad, and I would scare myself half to death with everything that I was reading on the internet. It was so stressful. I had to like take a break for some time from looking at things on Reddit or on Facebook or just like Googling stuff. I would literally, all I would think about is just researching stuff, and it wasn't, I was like looking for the outcomes. How long is this going to take me to heal? What can I do for this? All these different things. And I suggest just not doing that. Like, I don't know. It's hard to say that, but stay away from the internet. Make sure you voice your opinion when you talk to doctors, because I love my colorectal surgeon, but he did not think I had Crohn's disease. And he's the one who actually did my colonoscopy. This is because I felt like I really like him as a doctor, and I felt the most comfortable because he had been dealing with, like, he did my surgeries and stuff, and I was scared of anybody else putting a fucking tube up my asshole. So I wanted him to do it, and he did, but he did not think a colonoscopy was necessary to check for Crohn's because he didn't think I had it. At the time, I was going to a holistic doctor, though, like at the same time, and she was checking my stool, she was checking my blood, all these things, and kept telling me, you need to get a colonoscopy, you need to get a colonoscopy. And because of her, I pushed for that, and I got that, and I did have Crohn's disease. So yeah, just make sure you find a team of doctors and make sure they're on your side. I just need to make a whole separate video on this, but my third tip is to not be afraid of the medication, because something that gave me a lot of peace, and ironically, because you'll hear what, okay, so my GI doctor, when the first time that I saw him, he was like, okay, we're gonna start with Humira. And after I got home, I did research, and I was so upset. I was like crying. I was so pissed at him, like, this dude's trying to kill me. I don't, like, that's a really strong medication. And then the next time I saw him, I expressed that to him. I told him, like, I was so afraid, but I am so grateful that I did go on Humira. And the reason I was so afraid is because there's so many side effects of Humira, and one of them being like it's cancer causing and stuff, which it is very scary. That sucks. But he was saying, Crohn's disease untreated, you're gonna have a risk of cancer, colon cancer. And then Humira also has a risk of cancer. So it's like you're choosing between, I know that sounds so horrible, but it gave me a lot of peace. And I feel like I would rather go with treatment, because without Humira, I was miserable, I was crying, I was stressed, and now with Humira, I have my life back. Like, I want to live again. And before, I put this whole spiel on Instagram if you follow me there. Like, I don't know, I don't want to go into it here because I'll get emotional, but it was a very hard time, and the medication will help you. So don't be afraid of the strong stuff. It is better for you to be on the stronger medication and to prevent any future problems. So if you're on the stronger medication, it's going to take care of those ulcers, it's going to prevent the surgeries that you need to get, and it will help you get better. Oh, and talk to people. Find people with Crohn's disease. You can talk to me if you want to. Feel free to email me. I will listen to you. I will give you my number and we can chat, because it is so scary and you feel really alone, but you're not alone. C Chains also asked, best way to learn Salesforce architecture. Trailhead? Ooh, I don't know. Probably Trailhead. And also like Focus on Force, maybe. I'm sure there's an architecture course and exams on there, as well as Udemy or something. You're asking the wrong person. I am a Salesforce analyst / consultant / admin. So I don't know. I'm not doing architecture route right now. Going along with that, Euphoria Travel Fuel ask, what Salesforce / consulting do you do? So I do Salesforce consulting. So with that, I do not work at Salesforce, but I work at a Salesforce consulting firm. So my company has clients that use Salesforce for their business, and whatever help that they need within Salesforce, we do that for them. So they tell us what they want built and implemented in Salesforce, what they need help with, and we go in and configure that for them. Yeah, so it's not like a specific thing. I'm an analyst, so I do a lot of test cases, I do like a lot of testing, I do a lot of documentation, but I also take part in a ton of configuration. So I am constantly having to do stuff in Salesforce, constantly having to test stuff, document stuff. I am on client calls. Sometimes I don't talk during those calls. I'll just take notes for my manager or for whoever's leading the call. But there are other times where I've given demos to the clients on how to use something in Salesforce, or I will like speak up during calls if it's something that I built or know more about. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Marathon Mom 1974 asked, are you loving your new job? Love is a strong word. I don't love any job, not gonna lie. I just definitely want to be more of an entrepreneur. I don't think I'll ever love a job. I would say I like my job. I'm very, very happy that I get to work from home. I absolutely love my manager. I love my team. They're amazing. And my manager, I respect her a lot. Same with the company that I work for. I really, really respect them. I do wish I was paid more, but that's, aside from the point, they're a really great company besides that. But yeah, I do like the job. I do like that I get to work from home. There are times, I think it's just a pain sometimes to sit in front of the computer all day. So you definitely have to break it up, or I don't know, just try to do things that are a little bit more fun. I think it is cool to build something in Salesforce and see it actually work. I literally get giddy and clap my hands like a little girl, because Salesforce is still very new to me, and when something works, I'm like, oh my god, yes, it worked. So that's pretty rewarding, and it is very challenging, and I have learned a lot in a short amount of time. Lalaz33 said, when's the last time you thought there was no hope for a better life? I'm not sure what you mean by this. I wouldn't say, my life is fine. Even when I was going through the Crohn's, it's not like I had a bad life. It was just at the moment. I would say that was the worst time, the time of my life. I had an awful time going through that. I was very scared that I would never get better. It definitely felt like it was never going to end, but now that I'm on the other side of it, at least that's what it feels like now. I can see that there is hope for, I am in a better life than I was during the worst of my health issues. But I don't know if this means just life in general. There's no hope for a better life. I think there's always hope. I've always been a very hopeful person, which is why I do all of these things. And yeah, I've always been pretty hopeful. Agliocidi said, are you into astrology? If you are, what's your big 3 signs, and do you resonate with them? So I'm really not into astrology. I don't know my big 3 signs. I know I'm a Cancer. My birthday is July 11th, so it is Cancer season right now. I do resonate. I don't know the rest of the signs, to be honest, and you can feel free to tell me that, but and I can look into those. I think astrology is pretty legit. I do believe in it, and just not super heavily, because obviously everybody's going to be different, and there's no way just because you're born during a period that everything's going to resonate with you about that sign or whatever it may be. But I do think I resonate quite a bit with what they say about Cancer. I'm definitely sensitive. I couldn't tell you all the things. I know it's sensitive, maybe compassionate or caring or something along those lines sounds right. But yeah, I know that when I've read the things, I'm always oh yeah, that's definitely me. So I'm sorry, I don't know too much about astrology. It's Richard Ramos said, Salesforce admin tips to land a job, little to no experience. So I'm not going to answer this here because I have a whole video to that, and I can link it down below. So I made a video on how I landed a tech job with no experience, and this was for becoming my current position, Salesforce analyst / consultant / admin. A Manning 25, where did you get your eye necklace? I'm obsessed, LOL. This one that I wear every single time. I am so sorry, but it is from Azerbaijan, which is a Middle Eastern country, and this was a gift. It was actually a gift from my stepmom to my sister, I believe. but then my sister allowed me to have it, which I am glad. It's been years. I've had this for years. I absolutely love it as well, which is why I wear it so much. It's like, it is like me. It's like a part of me, and I just want it attached to me at all times. But I do take it off for the gym and showering and stuff because I don't want to damage it. But yeah, it is so beautiful, and I absolutely love it. I've tried to search for other ones similar to this to link for y'all, but I can't find them that look this like stunning. It is real gold. I honestly think the diamonds are real because I have worn this for years and it is still holding up amazingly. But yeah, I'm so sorry. It's from Azerbaijan, so I couldn't tell you exactly where she got it from. But maybe if you look on like Etsy or maybe in those countries, their websites could have it. I have no clue. I'm sorry. Superhero fam, your YouTube income journey, please. So I started making money on YouTube, I think a while ago, but it was like years ago from just living like Layla. But it would be like, you have to reach $100 to get like paid out, and it would take like 3 months for me to get that payout. So I was only making $100 like every quarter or so. And that lasted for a couple of years. And then I started making more money once I started my finance YouTube channel, so that I created in December 2019. I got monetized in October 2020, so it took less than a year to get monetized. And since then, on average, I make like 500, I wouldn't say on average. So I make anywhere between $500 to a little over $1,000 per month from YouTube from both of my channels. So the best month is like usually January, February, and then the summer months are slower for me. But I'm really hoping to increase that. So with my Living Like Layla channel, that took years to monetize. That took years. I still don't make much money from this channel, but from my finance channel, that one grew a lot quicker, and that's where I'm making the bulk of my YouTube money from. I think I have a video on that though, like my first year monetized or something, maybe. If not, I'll do that. With Love by Amy, that's cute. She said, why did you decide to become vegan? I was vegetarian before I went vegan, so I was vegetarian from the age of 12, and it was like for 13 years I was vegetarian, and then I decided to try being vegan. I wanted to do this 30-day challenge because just because, and also because I love animals so much, and I was like tired of, I kept saying I love cheese too much to give it up, and all these stupid things that I thought I would not be able to live without. I remember hearing a video or seeing a video of like how the cows are treated to get milk and stuff, or cheese, whatever, and it was disgusting. So I was like, if I really love animals, I wouldn't have cheese either. So I decided to do that. I really was like, I'm only going to do this for 30 days. And then I was like, nope, this is going to continue. So that started in March 2016. And yeah, I will never go back. I did it for the animals. So that's the short answer. The Anya said, not a question, but look up Inanna on Insta. You guys look alike so much. So I looked this girl up and I don't see it. I'll put up a photo of her. But yeah, I don't see it. She's very beautiful, so thank you. I appreciate that. But she got like the cute little button nose. It's not. And she has like a chiseled jaw, and I don't see it, but thank you. Superhero Fam said, looking back now, do you regret buying a new car instead of used? So I had actually leased a new car, but I guess it's like the same thing. And then I ended up purchasing a used car. So I guess, yeah, I don't regret it. No, I don't, because I love my car. I will say that before I had a red Toyota Camry 2015. Now mine is the same car, but in white, and I miss the red so much. But it was cheaper for me to purchase a used car instead of buy out my lease. So that ended up just being a white one. Same exact car, which I really love my Toyota Camry. And yeah, so I don't regret it because I really like my car, and it's paid off now. And I paid it off like 2.5 years early. Okay, final question. Also from the Mr. J. Thank you for asking a few questions. He said, any plans for marriage? So Sebastian and I have been together for 5 years now. Yes, we do want to get married. We talk about it pretty frequently. We are just not in a rush whatsoever. We have not lived together. We do not live together. We're also not in a rush for that. Granted, I really want to live with him. He does want to live with me. And we will get to that point eventually. But overall, I absolutely love our relationship. And when you don't see somebody on a daily basis, it does make your feelings for them grow, and also it gives you time to like yourself. And I'm not saying like I wouldn't want to live with him or that that's a bad thing, but I think it's been great. I really like that we're not constantly together. Again, as I said, like we eventually will be, but for now I it's fine. Like we will get married probably one day. So yeah, Sebastian and I talk about it a ton. We are very, very open with our conversations, and we do talk about like our future and just like what we want in life on a regular basis. So I really, really like our relationship, and I'm fine with how it is. I don't think that marriage is necessary, but it is something that I do want. So this video is probably going to be way too long. I'm going to try to trim it down, and if you have any other questions, feel free to pop them down below. I think Q&As are so fun. I'll probably do like a Q&A on Instagram itself, separate from this, because I think those are fun too. But yeah, that is it for today's Q&A. If there's anything that I did not explain enough of, then feel free to ask that as well, or like ask me to expand on it, because I don't know, I feel like I end up talking way too much on this, and there's so many more things that I could add. So we're gonna stop it here. Thank you so much to all of you who asked questions. Again, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to Personal Finance with Layla, please. Give this video a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. We're trying to grow here, y'all, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribe and give me a thumbs up. But again, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.